We're just going to wait another minute or two to see if we have any more friends joining us. We'll get started.
No.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, Charlotte?
Good.
Good?
Our video's not working.
Oh. Can you see me, though, or you can't see me either?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
Stop. Okay, let me look.
For our stories today,
Daddy, remember this? I do.
We just won't be on video, okay? I don't know why it's not working.
just give it about one more minute and then we'll get started. Let's go ahead and get started. Charlotte, do you remember our opening rhyme, our hello rhyme? Can you do it with me? Remember, we're going to clap. Let's all clap it, because we're all here. We're all here. We're all here. Let's all clap, because we're all here. We're all here today.
Just tell us what to.
Yes, let's all hear. Let's all clap it. Story time. Ready? Let's all clap it. Story time. Story time. Story time. Let's all clap it. Story time. Story time today. Awesome. Excellent. And you know what comes next, right? Our rhyme with our puppets, right? Who always says goodnight to us first? Who is it?
Dragon.
Come on, Dragon. And what does Dragon say?
Roar.
Roar. Roar. That's right.
There's a color snacks. All our books too.
All right, here we go. And dragons get ready for bedtime.
They
always say goodnight.
Dragons get ready for
Bedtime.
bedtime.
They always say
Good night. And what do they say?
roar.
And that is what they say. Do you remember who comes next?
Chicken.
Yes.
Bok, bok,
What does the hen say? Yeah, right. All right.
bok.
When hens get ready for bedtime, they always say. Hens get ready for bedtime, they always say
Good night.
What do they say?
Bok, 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 bok.
Ah,
That's puppet speak.
the next one is a great big brown bear. And the bear growls. Grrr. Ready?
Uh-huh.
And bears get ready for bedtime.
They always say goodnight.
Bears get ready for bedtime.
Bedtime. They always say goodnight.
And what do they say?
Roar.
Good job. All right. Who do we have next? Oh, remember last week? Last week we had a story. It had a bear in it, but also had a hare in it.
Oh, a hair. Mommy, a hair.
Remember that one? So the hare goes hippity hop.
Hair.
That's how hare says goodnight, because bees and hares are really quiet, right? When hare gets ready for bedtime, yo.
Good night.
Ready for bedtime, yo.
No, we say
Night.
night.
What does he say? He goes hippity hop, hippity hop, hippity hop. Is that what it says?
Yeah, what you say?
And then we have a sheep say.
What sheep say?
Bah, bah, bah,
Good job.
bah.
When sheep get ready for bedtime, they always say good
Say good night.
Get ready for bedtime, they always say good night.
Good night.
And what do they say?
Bah, 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 bah.
That is what they say. Good job.
Sorry.
And it's a new one for this week. So this week we have a story with a little mouse. What do you think a little mouse would say? What's a mouse sound? What do you think? Yeah. So when mice get ready for bedtime, they always say good night. When mice get ready for bedtime, they always say good night. What do they say? And that is what they say. Good job. All right. Thank you for tuning into our last story time for this summer. I'm glad you're here. And like I said, the mouse, because our first story has a mouse in it. I'm going to adjust here a second, so hopefully you can see the pictures better. And so our first book is The Lion and the Mouse, and it's an 8-book fable, and it's retold and illustrated by Gavin Scott. Here it is. Start the story of the lion and the mouse. There was once a great lion who lived on the grassy plains close to the edge of the jungle. Each day he roamed the grasslands, checking that all was well in his kingdom. Everyone feared him. Zebra mothers warned their babies about the lion. Stay away from the lion, keep your distance, and all will be well. Elephant mothers warned their babies too. I'm far too big for the lion to hunt, but you are small. Stay close to me, and all will be well. Too hot during the day, the lion would walk into the jungle where it was cool and dark, in the shade of the trees. He would roam through the shady jungle until he reached his cave. There he slept for a few hours each day. Can you see his cave over here? A family of mice also lived in the jungle. They had a nest in a hole in a tree, and each day the young mice were sent to look for food. One of the little mice was particularly curious, and he often ventured further than his brothers and sisters. One day the mouse reached the edge of the jungle. He saw the great plains of grass and herds of animals. He gasped in fear at the sight of the mighty lion on his rock and scurried back into the jungle. Each day, the little mouse saw the lion walking to his cave to sleep, and his curiosity got the better of him. He just had to look inside the cave. So one day, the mouse decided to visit the lion's cave. He knew the lion was on the plains, so he crept through the jungle until he arrived at the mouth of the cave. Dare he go any further? Roar! A giant paw trapped the mouse. It was the lion. Please let me go, begged the mouse. I wasn't causing any trouble. You are in trouble, growled the lion. What are you doing in my cave? I'm being curious, sir. But if you let me go, I promise one day I will do you a favor. The lion laughed. As if you could help me, king of the beasts. You are so small, but you seem quite brave. Be gone, and never come back here again. The mouse scampered away. Some weeks later, as he prowled through the jungle, the lion walked into a trap. A big horse fell on top of him. The more he struggled to free himself, the more entangled he became. He realized the hunter would return soon. Exhausted, he lay still and roared softly. The lion saw a tiny creature standing in front of him. It was a mouse. Help you, squeaked the mouse, and he set to work, gnawing at the ropes. Before long, the ropes fell away from the lion, and he gave a mighty shake. The mouse found himself scooped up in a giant paw. Thank you, growled the lion. Suddenly, the lion placed the mouse on his back. Hold on tight to my mane, he instructed. They were racing through the jungle. The mouse held on tight and squeezed his eyes shut. That looks like they're going really fast. The lion arrived at the grassy plain and gave a mighty roar. The animals looked up in fear. Meet my friend the mouse, said the lion. He helped me escape the hunter's trap. The strong really can help the strong. And from that day on, the lion and the mouse were best friends. Little friends may prove to be great friends. And here they are this week. And that's the end of the story of the lion and the mouse. What did you think? Did you like that story?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. All right. Well, have you ever heard of the three Billy Goats Gruff? Have you heard of that one before?
Yeah, well.
Maybe? Kind of sounds familiar?
On that word show?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay. So we're going to tell that story next. But before we do that, I have a rhyme for us. Are you ready to do a rhyme?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is called The Goats Came Marching. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the three Billy Goats Gruff. And the first one, so that we're going to say the goats came marching one by one. And we can go like this for marching. And then they say hurrah, hurrah. So put our hands up in the air for hurrah, hurrah. They're marching again. Goats go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. Goats go marching one by one. Hurrah, hurrah. The goats go marching one by one. The little one stops. Put your hand out. To bask in the sun. So you act like you're getting all kinds of sun on your face. And they all go marching home. Trip, trap, trip, trap. So we're going to say trip trap because that's what it says in the story. That's how they go across the bridge. They go trip trap. So they all go marching home, trip trap, trip trap, trip trap. And then the middle one would be the middle one, where they go marching 2 by 2. And the middle one stops. Look at the view. And then when we do the big one, it'll be they go marching 3 by 3. And the big one stops at the apple tree. Pretend like you have an apple and take a bite. Crunch. They all go marching home. Trip trap, trip trap, trip trap. So we're going to do it 3 times with the little goat, the middle goat, and the big goat. Are you ready? All right, here we go. The goats came marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The goats came marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The little ones stopped to bask in the sun. They all came marching home. Trip trap, trip trap, trip trap.
Hey, I know that nursery rhyme. The ants go.
Kind of similar to the ants go marching, right?
Yeah.
We're doing the goats.
I saw.
You ready? You ready for the middle one? The goats go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah.
Hurrah.
The goats go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The goats go marching 2 by 2. The middle one stops to look at the view. Then they all go marching.
Home.
All right, let's do the big one. And he stops at the apple tree, remember? The goats go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The goats go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The goats go marching 3 by 3. The big one stops at the apple tree. Get your apple. Crunch. Then they all go marching home. Trap, trap, trap. Good job.
It's all my baby meat.
Yeah, good job.
I did it.
Awesome. All right.
Boom. Boom.
Let's go ahead and move on with our story. And this one is, like I said, it's a Three Billy Goats Gruff, and it's retold and illustrated by Glenn Brown.
Hey, I think this. I suppose.
Hear them go trip trap across the bridge. You can help me with that if you want to, okay? All right, so here are our 3 Billy Goats. We have the little one, the middle one, and the big one, of course. Once on a time, there were 3 Billy Goats. One was very small, one was middle-sized, and one was very large. They were all named Gruff, so people simply called them the 3 Billy Goats Gruff. On a certain morning, the 3 Billy Goats Gruff were on their way to a distant hillside where the grass was especially tall and green and tender. And to get to the hillside, they had to cross a bridge over a deep, swift river. And under that bridge lived a great, big, ugly troll. The smallest Billy Goat Gruff had just started across the bridge. Trap, trip trap, trip trap, when the troll roared from below. Who's that tripping across my bridge? It's only me, the smallest Billy Goat Gruff, the little Billy Goat answered in his tiny voice. I'm going over to yonder hillside where the grass is so tall and green and tender. No, you're not, roared the troll, because I'm going to eat you up. Oh no, cried the Billy Goat. Please don't eat me up. I'm much too small to make a meal for you. Wait for the second Billy Goat Gruff. He's much bigger than I am. maybe you're right, growled the troll. So be off with you. And he went back down under the bridge while the little billy goat ran to the green hillside beyond. The second billy goat gruff started across the bridge. Trip trap, trip trap, trip trap. And again the troll roared, "Who's tripping across my bridge?" "It's me, the second billy goat gruff. But please don't eat me. The biggest billy goat gruff is right behind me, and he's much bigger." "Well," growled the troll, "get on with you. I'll wait for the big one." So the second billy goat ran safely across the bridge into the green hillside beyond. The biggest billy goat stamped onto the bridge. Trip trap, trip trap, trip trap. And again the troll roared in his loudest voice, "Who's that tramping over my bridge?" "It's me, the biggest billy goat gruff," shouted the billy goat in a voice almost as loud as the troll's. "Whoever you are, I'm going to eat you up right now," roared the troll, and he climbed onto the top of the bridge. "Well, come on then," cried the big billy goat. "I've got sharp horns to butt you with and hard hooves to trample you with." That's what the big billy goat said. The big billy goat ran at the troll, and the troll ran at the billy goat. The big billy goat butted the ugly troll with his hard horns and trampled him with his sharp hooves. Then he butted him again and knocked him off the bridge and into the deep river below. The billy goat stomped on across the bridge and onto the hillside where the grass was so tall and green and tender. The great ugly troll was never seen again, and if the three billy goats gruff haven't gone away, they are still on that hillside getting fatter every day. Now, as grandmother used to say, snip, snap, snout, this tale's told out. That is the end of the three billy goats gruff. Had you heard that one before?
Did you hear that one before?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's a pretty good story, huh? All right. Do you have time? Do you want to read one more story? Or do we need to say goodnight?
One more story.
One more story? I have a good one. It's short, but it's called Goodnight Library. I thought that would be really cute for tonight.
Never read that.
It's Goodnight Library. It's written by Denise Brennan Nelson, and it's illustrated by Marco Bucci. So Denise wrote the words, and Marco Bucci made the pictures. And here's how it goes. Good night, library. Darkness falls. It's sleepy time for these great walls. All the learning you've inspired. So the kids reading lots of books. Words and chapter books. Good night reading in cozy nooks. Looks like she was having a real comfortable time reading there. Good night poetry, good night prose. Pull up the covers, off you doze. Close the pages. Good night plots and puppet stages. You see the puppet stage here? Puppets. We had some puppets say goodnight to us already, didn't we? Good night, Goldilocks and Sleepy Bears. Look, there's Goldilocks. Good night, story time, and carpet squares. Good night, board games, crafts, and art. This is a giant board game right there. Giant chess game. Good night, computer, and filing part. Folktales and Little Red. There's Little Red. Good night, wolf in Grandma's bed. Like maps and atlases too. You see the great big map here. Comics old and new. Benches, good night chairs, no more climbing, good night stairs. That looks like a neat staircase. Yeah. Good night, librarian. It's time to close. The book, oh, I suppose. Now all your books are tucked in tight. Good night, library. Good night. Good night. And that is the end of Good Night Library. That's a nice, cozy little story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Are you ready for our goodbye rhyme?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we say our goodbye rhyme, I just want to mention that if you have your mom keep up on our social media, then when we start planning new virtual events, those will be on there. And I think there's a couple more. There's a couple more fairy tale chats, and we also have an event, a magic show event, virtual magic show event on July 31st at 7 o'clock. So keep an eye out for that one also. Okay?
Great, thanks.
Yeah. And hopefully you can join us. I hope it should be good ones. The magic show in particular should be really good. But I've heard the fairy tale chats are good too.
A magic show.
All right. Are you ready for open shut them?
Uh-huh.
All right. Ready? Open, shut, open, shut, yawn and stretch out. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Wave and say goodbye. Now let's do it again a little faster and then we'll say goodnight, okay? Open, shut, open, shut them. Yawn and stretch out. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Wave and say goodbye. Good night. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.